Hello everyone, this is an update video to the Mooshroom Farm I showed a few days ago. Thanks to your suggestions and comments, we were able to make this farm a lot more lag friendly. And yeah, let's start right away. So a lot of people suggested to have the tripwires in the middle. I think Enemy's Friend was the first one to suggest it. He, by the way, also is part of a weekly blog about tackling Minecraft. If you don't know it yet, check it out. Link is in the video description. So by having the tripwire hooks in the middle, obviously we won't activate the other side, and also the mushrooms on their way down won't activate the lower layers because they fall through the tripwire hooks. Then I got a few suggestions about the redstone, but I went with the suggestion I got from my fellow Cycroft members, Helvins and L64, to use this cauldron, torch and comparator setup at the back. So as you can see, if you would depower the redstone dust, then the pistons would still be activated individually. This only works with empty cauldrons, so yeah, you need to put a cover on the highest cauldron or the rain would destroy your redstone. Then also, yeah, we, instead of having hoppers down below, we used minecart rails, which enabled us to move the farm down by one. So now, because we had one more vertical space, we could fit 2 layers in the first sub-chunk, even if there are 3 blocks in between, which helped a lot with this design, because if that would be one lower, this block would be powered directly. So yeah, it's a 4 high design, but still it fits in the first sub-chunk, and from my understanding it doesn't make too much sense to use more than the first sub-chunk. So then also got a few suggestions to make the cows drop steak instead of raw beef, but it's harder than it seems. So this was something I came up with, having the cows go upstairs and burn them directly in lava so they don't touch the water. But apparently the bug that cows drop raw beef instead of steak is related to them dying from the lava directly, so the water doesn't have anything to do. So it's really hard to get it to work. So this would work. It's lossless, but it also doesn't drop steak, and that's one solution that came closest. So I have a carpet here. But the problem with this one is that it's still lossless and it drops steak, but some of the cows can survive. Chance is very low, but it still will break the farm. So let's see if it happens. It's only like a 3% chance each time that a cow survives. So you can see it drops steak. His chest is almost full by now. And this time it worked. Ah, that's annoying. But still, it happens sometimes that a cow survives and it wouldn't move afterwards and stay on the carpet forever. Yeah, here you can see already those didn't get burnt. Also there's one. So now this is 7 minutes later and the cow is still walking around on the carpet. So yeah, sooner or later your mob cap will be filled with cows and carpet if you would go with that design here. Yeah, really a shame. I really don't know how to make a lag friendly way to drop them steak that doesn't take up too much vertical space. What would be nice if Netherrack also could have fire at the side instead just on the top. So yeah, that would be nice, like those wood. So yeah, that would be really nice to have. So you would burn if you just entered that fire block here. Yeah, but yeah, the bug that the cows don't drop steak is in the game for about 3 years now. I don't think they will fix it any time soon. But maybe this would be a nice dish, just to have sideways fire on Netherrack that doesn't go out. So a few people also suggested to use the zip crowd system they showed in their last server tour. where the mushrooms would drop into lava, and they fall through. Then they got caught in cobwebs where they burn, and then their drops are transported with a water stream below. The problem with this system is it uses a lot of vertical space. You can't just use it like this, so you have lava here and then cobwebs, so on. It doesn't work because the cows from the first layer would just burn the lava because they try to swim up and don't fall through the lava, so their drops are lost. I did some testing over here, and for my testing they need at least 3 blocks falling height to drop with a chance that is higher than 95% through the lava. So let's just see it. That should work. One problem is that if a cow would land on top of the other cow, that is a problem. But most of them would burn. Yeah, 3 blocks is enough. With 2, still some falls through. With 1, none falls through. But 3, I guess, would be the best choice. Then the drops are collected in cobwebs and they're transported with a water stream, which also has to be too high. You can't just use a fence gate or a slab here, obviously, because you would lose the drops, because they would land on blank ice or on the slab. So yeah, and this height here, if you use this as your first mycelium layer, then you're already using the second subchunk. So yeah, it's still an option to use a system like this. You could fit 4 layers into the second subchunk, then you would get the exact same rates as with this system here, and get your cooked steak. So if you use this system, the choice is really up to you. Build a farm that is twice as big to get the same rates and have steak, or maybe build a furnace array and cook up some of the raw beef. And here you can see a time-lapse of the farm at 20 times the speed. It doesn't look too crazy, simply because passive mobs only spawn 400 times slower than hostile mobs. Also, you won't see the spawns that are too far away. It doesn't get rendered anymore. Yeah, anyway, also made a more accurate measurement of the rates. So with this farm here, which has 23,040 spawning spaces, I got 12,960 raw beef per hour and 6,500 leather. I would also like to mention that you could also stack this up higher, now that the mobs won't cause lag if they fall down. So if you would make 4 more layers in the second subchunk for a total of 6, you would get 50% more drops. Because the spawning attempts are spread out in between 2 subchunks now, so having 6 layers would be an equal of having theoretically a 3rd layer in a first subchunk. Yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this update.